Hello, this is Wojciech Pietrzak again, and welcome to the game against Tomasz Łaniewski within the Polish League. I'm playing USSR. What do we have here? CIA, 20 ops, that's not bad. CIA at this early stage is also great. Arab-Israeli war and socialist governments are two good potential headlines. And I think I'm gonna go with standard approach. Have nice realignment roles in Russia, yeah. I guess this is reference to the current news. And in case you are watching this game like 2 or 3 years after it's really been played, this is the day after the night when Prigozhin declared a war against Shoigu. And, well, instead of fighting Ukraine, Russia is on the verge of civil war. So, back to the game. I think socialist governments it is. Middle East scoring, yes, this couldn't be helped. So now Italy coup with NATO. I need 2 or more to have a good follow-up. And I'm getting rid of NATO. Two or more, I said. Is this really too much to want? Alright then. Now this no longer looks as good, so I think I should spread quite fast in Asia and maybe Europe, not forgetting about Middle East. I think this is quite reasonable given that Indo-Paki is in my hand. Of course, if I take Pakistan, he immediately gets a decent coup target. But I think he is going to coup anyway. Now, his rating isn't very impressive, but I mustn't forget that he was the one who defeated Ziemowit at this stage of the game, and defeating Ziemowit is always an unignorable thing. Alright. This is the moment. And yeah, one more to South Korea. Just remember that I no longer have good ops and I should... Well, what should I? Middle East is gone. Nasser is somewhere. I may perhaps wait with it. Pakistani coup. Ooh. Okay. So... I think this is it. But now getting rid of CIA is a must. I haven't seen 5-year plan or duck and cover or Fidel. I mean, if he plays Fidel now, it's quite disastrous for me. It was a very risky move, I know. Therefore, if he doesn't play fiddle now, I think about playing CIA, not waiting for other things to happen. No CIA, okay. Sorry, no fiddle. So, let's resolve the event. Yeah, I know. This cripples my position a little. Anyway, I think he mustn't forget about blockade. He also should be aware about Arab-Israeli war, so I think I'm gonna keep either war as a headline for the next turn. I feel that my initial coup, followed by his haiku, somewhat wasted a quite strong potential of my hand, because if we look at the plate cards, there is a clear advantage on my side. I also don't feel that I had played some unskillful moves. Yet neither the map nor the VP track look good. And this was all dictated by the rolls. I think... Should I coup or not? No. I think I will spread through Asia. Now, of course, given his influence in Egypt and the fact that Middle East was scored, Arab-Israeli war is less tempting than Indo-Pakistani war. So let's get both domination in Asia, cut him off from having better odds in India, get closer to Thailand, and get the first PP for the upcoming Southeast Asia scoring. I think both was the wrong word for something with actually 4 different properties. Now that socialist governments gone, I think it's gonna be very easy for him to dominate Europe. Yeah. I got Asia. Actually, it is a good hand, but if it's defected, there's no really good follow-up for the Red Scare. On the other hand, what else to be defected? Okay, let's play this. The bad thing is that Norad. Oh, okay. Now, what are the 4-up cards? These two. This is 3. So, oh, and NATO. So Marshall Plan is the only discarder to blockade. But now Asia is at 6. The problem is I don't have good cards for potential follow-ups. He needs 1, 2, 3 to get 3 countries. But let's first try this coup. And okay, it was a quite decent one. Oh, and DEFCON dropped to 3 because we ended with DEFCON at 4. So okay, this was a mistake, I think. And the fact that he needs a 3 is not that bad. This was a mistake because he still has the option to coup, although he may be tempted to use this option now. On the other hand, I am tempted to play blockade quite soon. If he has to discard Marshall Plan, that's one victory for me. On the other hand, if he loses West Germany, I may try to invoke Ops War, given that he's red scared and Truman is temporarily gone. Yeah, the China. That was not enough to regain Asia, so let's score it soon. Now the stuff is switched a little. With Vietnam revolts, I think I'm gonna force him to take Thailand. I think it's wise to hold 5-year plan. Now that CIA is gone, and the only remaining scoring is Europe, which he dominates. Korean War with a coup, okay. Now, what's the war outcome for me? It would be nice to win this one, and I won this one. So, it was lucky. And sooner or later, it may turn out crucial. And yes, it's always tempting to play blockade when the opponent is perched, even if he knows about this blockade. But now it's also tempting to just grab Thailand and give him Japan in return, yes. Anyway, blockade isn't going anywhere. I have the China card, so I don't need to overprotect Thailand now. Asia is 6-3. 6-4. Okay, gimme. I know he knows about blockade, but even if he has to discard Marshall Plan for this, it's a good deal. Because Marshall Plan could be quite useful at this stage of the game, but if it comes back later on, it's more or less useless. So it was a quite lucky turn, one that slightly turned the tables after the first turn's failed coup in Italy, followed by successful coup in Pakistan, because he really suffered this Red Scare. Okay. Getting Fido is nice, now that CIA is gone. I made use with Vietnam revolts by simply taking Thailand, so it's worth. I have a very good position given that I didn't get any D cards. Oh, and that's great. I think I'll take from Israel just to make it a more isolated place. For example, if he doesn't take Egypt now, and I get Nasser, headlining Nasser followed up with Lebanon coup with duck and cover, if I get it. It could be worth giving up these VPs from duck and cover, because his comeback to the Middle East may be extremely difficult. Okay, no D cards. As for no D cards, this is a great map look. But this Red Scare Perch came with a great, really great effect. That being said, I think it was a mistake from him to headline NORAD if he had defectors. I mean, if it was the third turn, it would make sense, because in the third turn I may know that he has defectors and he may know that I know. But in the second turn... Okay, this was quite wise. Because now it's impossible for me to take either West Germany or France with a single move, and Truman is somewhere there still. Now I got Nasser and socialist governments. He has Europe scoring. And socialist governments look really strong here. Socialist governments followed with grabbing West Germany, because Italy would still be vulnerable to brush war. France would be vulnerable to and more to the point, he didn't know about socialist governments in my hand, and this leaves Europe presenceless. Now that I think about it, Europe is not coming back until turn 7. And if I play this wisely, the game may easily be over by turn 7. What I wanted to say by this was that it doesn't necessarily make sense to follow the socialist governments up with taking either West Germany or Italy. Let's have our coup instead. And it was the exactly well-selected card for this coup, because I could use nuclear test ban and I could use independent threats. Oh, there were no space race attempts, and now he has captured Nazi scientist and he has Distal, which he almost certainly wants to space, unless he also has UN intervention. No, it's not Nasser time yet, or... after Nasser, the Middle East is still tied. Assuming he has the scoring, am I able... I think I am able to have an advantage here in the long run. This is not a problem for me to play independent threats. This is even not a problem for me to play Marshall Plan without prior taking West Germany. Okay, he equalizes Europe. He already did. But when is it going to come back? Right. Now it's decall time. So 1, 2, 3, that's worth. And 4, I think it's worth being here without making a step to France and without the necessity of having the goal, which I don't have, and I guess he has it. I don't think I saw it. Okay, now that he equalized Middle East, I think I'll go with it. Oh, I should have used it earlier because of Romanian abdication, but fortunately for me, he didn't use the Romanian abdication as well. Distal for space race, this makes a perfect sense. Now, there aren't many places that make sense for me for influence placement. So Nasser makes sense as an event to play. And Marshall Plan, Algeria, Egypt, I guess South Africa and Angola. Maybe I should have reversed the order. Entered Algeria, because this extra one for Egypt is just an extra one vulnerable to Sadat, and I don't really need Egypt to change the outcome of Middle East. Alright. I guess this goes for self-repairing. Not really. And that was interesting. And actually doesn't look valid. Just in case he regains Europe early enough. I mean, he regained, just in case he doesn't lose until turn 7 and Europe comes back. On the other hand, now I have to be careful, because if he activates NORAD, okay, he doesn't, because he had Asia scoring. Whew. Hard to say what to play. Latin American Death Squad. What's the missile envy alert? I don't want to give him any of these. But let it be Brezhnev Doctrine. Yeah, let it be Brezhnev Doctrine. Grain sales, okay. This may be a game changer, actually, if he discards some unwanted scorings. Now I will have to play the 5-year plan, but it may be my last card. So... Of course, it's very risky, yeah. I think cooing was a much wiser choice than playing around some speculative. Drawing of cards. Now I am the one who needs cooing, and generally needs meal-ups. So I think my next move should be, oh, it definitely should be something playing around several regions at once. Now there's a risk of giving up Nigeria. That's interesting that he gave this point to me. And I think my Brezhnev is going for some ops war, preventing him from having a large South American advantage, but this was lucky. I mustn't deny it. Okay, let's give up this potential VP. I mean, one small step may be useful as an event, still. And this is useful as a coup target. And this is useful as a coup result. Of course, it was risky. Had I failed... Okay. I wonder whether Missile Envy can be drawn now. Yeah, it can. Alright. On the other hand, now I'm free to choose whether I play the China card or pass, depending on what he does. And I think I'm gonna pass. It's worth keeping this China card in hand. Okay. This was a strong IR7 play. Bridge 5, show me. Show me, because this knowledge is actually useful now that I'm so close to win this game. By DPs. Red Scare is hurtful, of course. Middle East and Africa. Alright. So if you have Middle East and Africa, then I'm gonna have this one. And I'm gonna coup Angola with a very low risk of failing the coup. I have Southeast Asia scoring, so Thailand is also worth taking care of. I think I will play the China card, because I need some high ops cards this turn. Both of these scorings are going to end the game, but of course he may have Kennedy. Bird trap as an event. Okay, this is hurtful. Whew. Had I failed, it would be a game changer because I would have to score Southeast Asia and then pass the entire turn. So this was very lucky. And he has no intention of continuing the game, or maybe no opportunity. So thank you for watching and see you next time.